9 minutes to 7, 5 Live Breakfast. The UKIP leadership contest is well underway with just over a week before ballot papers are issued to members. The next contender in our series of interviews with leadership rivals is this man, Phillip Broughton, who came second behind Labour in Hartlepool in last year's general election. Good morning to you.
Good morning, Claire.
Now, the question we have to start with really is what is UKIP for after a Brexit vote?
Well, look, we've won the referendum. We've got this country's freedom, sovereignty and democracy back. And Nigel Farage has done a fantastic job as the leader of UKIP. And I think nobody can probably replace Nigel Farage in terms of how good of a candidate he is. But I think what we've got to do is we've got to pick the next best person we can to lead this party. And there's so much more for UKIP to do. We've got to protect the NHS. We've got to have tougher policies on law and order, a truly fair economy, controlled immigration, strong defence, smaller government and lower taxes. So we've achieved our main goal, but there's a lot more for UKIP to do moving forward.
So why are you the man to do that? Why should you get the vote?
Well, I think, I'm a young, northern, passionate, working-class guy. I've got the passion, I've got the vision, I've got the skills, to be the next leader of UKIP. And what we've got to do is we've got to make sure that UKIP becomes a real political force moving forward. And in my view, we've got to do two very important things. We've got to broaden the message of the party, so we talk about all of the issues, the NHS, the economy, law and order, defence, foreign policy, but also we've got to change our tone, because we've got to realise the way we say things is just as important as the words we use.
And what do you mean by that?
Well, what I mean sometimes is the way our message can come across, I think some people can get the wrong idea as to where we're coming from. And I think we've got to be very careful, especially on issues like immigration. This party should never be an anti-immigration party. We've got to be a party that believes in controlled immigration, and that's why we are the party that says it's got to be a fair immigration system where we have that Australian points-based system. It treats everyone the same, everyone fairly, everyone equally, and it judges everyone on their own individual skills with a limit of between 30 and 50,000.
Yeah, I mean, you have all the right credentials, and clearly you've done very well coming second behind Labour in the election in Hartlepool last year.
But winning that, yeah.
But you're a young man. Do you have the experience? You want to front up a party that's quite frankly in turmoil at the moment, open fighting between factions, 3 members of your ruling body, the NEC, quitting over the leadership ballot. Stephen Wolfe, one of the hot favourites to be front runner in this election, has been excluded. Do you have the experience to pull together what is a very fractured party at the moment?
Absolutely. I think I've got the real life experience. I've done a real job in the real world in a supermarket, ran a small wrestling promotion business. I've struggled with the mortgage and the bills just like anyone else. I've got real life experience, but I've also got the political experience. I've been a councillor for 4 years. I was a European parliamentary candidate, and of course last year, the general election, as you say, I got the 4th best result in the country and nearly won the Hartlepool seat. I think my customer service skills, I think my interpersonal skills, I think the fact that I've led teams in all of those various aspects of my life, I think make me a very strong candidate to be the next leader of UKIP. And I think, look, whoever does become the new leader has to have those skills, because we have to unite this party, build a strong team, and get ready to take the fight to the real enemy, which is Labour and the Tories.
Phillip Broughton, thank you for your time. That's one of the leadership candidates to head up UKIP, and he came second behind Labour in Hartlepool in last year's general election. Phillip Broughton.